Pypes Street Pro catback exhaust is for those of you that have a 1997 all the way up through the 2006 TJ that are looking for a catback exhaust system, either because you want some additional sound, because yours was crushed on the trail, or because it's simply rotting through. This is going to provide a little bit of a deeper and louder exhaust note, and it's going to be a very high quality material, so you're not going to have to worry about rust in the future. This is something that's going to install on your Jeep very easily. I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches, but we'll show you how to get this installed in just a second. So when you're looking at exhaust systems, you can really find a couple of different things. The way that the TJ is set up with where the muffler sits, most exhaust systems are going to be a catback system. You have a pipe that comes from the collector to the catalytic converter. Directly after that is the muffler, and then you have this over axle pipe. So if you are going to be changing the muffler out, you're most likely also going to be changing out this over axle pipe. So again, most kits are going to end up being a catback system. That's exactly what this is. This is by Pypes, who are known for building some pretty quality systems, but also at the lower end of the price point, even for the materials that they're using here. Most exhaust systems are going to vary wildly in price depending on the materials that are used. You have aluminized steel, 409 stainless, 304 stainless. 304 is going to be the most rust and corrosion resistant, and that's what this is. So this is a very high grade of material. You're not going to have to worry about this rusting through, even if you live up in the Northeast or somewhere else that they use a lot of salt on the road like they do up where we are here. So what you're going to get with this system is the new muffler here that is going to give you that lower and louder exhaust note. You're going to get all the couplers and everything you need to attach this onto the catalytic converter, which is the part that's going to be existing on the Jeep after you get your factory exhaust out of the way. And then, as I mentioned before, you're going to have this over axle pipe that's going to go from the muffler to the back of the Jeep, where you're going to have this turn down tip. Now, something that does make this system a little bit different, and one of the ways that they are able to save a little bit of money here, is that this isn't a fancy polished tip. It's not, you know, a big 3-inch tip that slides over the pipe. It's none of that. This is simply another mandrel bend like the rest of the bends in the tube. It's a little bit of a turn down and it's cut off here. So maybe not as flashy, maybe not as fancy, but it is going to save you some money. This kit comes in at right around that $300 mark, which I do think is very fair for a system of this cost. If you were looking to replace your entire exhaust system, you can do that for about 320 bucks in and around there, but it's not going to be this great of material. And if you step up to a MagnaFlow, Flowmaster, one of those bigger name brands in the exhaust space, you can expect to pay sometimes almost double what you have to pay for this system, and you're not getting a higher grade material. So I do think this is going to be a pretty good bargain for a high quality exhaust system made of some really nice material. So let's go ahead and show you how to get this thing installed.
Tools used for this installation are as follows: a ratchet, a 15mm socket, a 13mm socket, and a small pry tool. And let's begin the installation of our new catback exhaust with the removal of our original catback exhaust. Now we're going to use a 13mm socket to disconnect the clamp from the catalytic converter. Now this vehicle is a little old, so it's got a little bit of rust on it and it's probably going to put up a good fight, but we're going to get this off with no problem. Now we're ready to go ahead and get our hangers disconnected now that our clamp is disconnected from the back of our catalytic converter. Now to do this, I like to use a little bit of spray lubricant on and around the hanger just to make it easier to slide the rubber hanger off of the steel rod that comes off of your exhaust. And with our small pry bar, we're going to go ahead and get this hanger off. After that one, we're going to go ahead and get the one that's on our over axle pipe. Now we're ready to go ahead and start getting our new exhaust up in place, and we're going to begin with the muffler. We also have to add this small adapter that comes with our kit. Now this is going to take it from 2 1/4 up to 2 1/2 to fit our new exhaust. Now the kit does come with many adapters depending on the year of your TJ. The earlier years you'll have to use this adapter. Later years you're going to have to use the adapter for the 2-bolt flange that comes in our kit. We're just going to go ahead and slide that in our muffler all the way down and bottom it out. And we're going to go ahead and add our clamps to that. And we have a smaller clamp to go there. Go Go ahead and slide your muffler up into place. Make sure you got your orientation correct. And we're gonna go ahead and just leave everything loose for now. We're gonna get our tailpipe in place, and then we'll go back and tighten it all up. All right, now we can go ahead and slide our tailpipe up in place and hang it on hangers. All right, now with everything installed, we're ready to go ahead and tighten up our clamps. Now we're gonna use a 15mm socket to do so. And normally when I tighten up my clamps on my exhaust, I like to work my way from the front of the vehicle to the back. So follow along and we'll get everything tightened up. All right, now with everything lined up and tightened up, you are ready to go with your new catback exhaust on your TJ Jeep Wrangler. Now I'm Tony and thank you for viewing, and for more parts and videos like these, make sure you give us a visit at ExtremeTerrain.com.